So I'm a straight guy. Nah, not that it matters or anything, but I'm saying this to show you and just help describe that even people... Gojo is hot! Dude, this episode was so much fun. Like, I gotta say, like, last episode also was an absolute blast, but from start to finish, this episode was just a joy. We got everything we'd wanted, at least that I wanted. We got Gojo. Let's just start with Gojo, okay? Gojo broke through the barrier. The veil, or whatever. There you go. Gojo finally did it. Not finally, it took him a very small amount of time, and just started wrecking everybody up. When he took out the whatever guy who wants to make a coat rack, he freaking wrecked him up. He like shriveled up his limbs. That was pretty freaking cool. And the way that he used that, dude. Okay, so we saw that Gojo used the red attack against Jogo, and he started using the blue and the red, and I was like, oh, he's using both colors. Guys, red and blue make purple. Hollow purple! That was okay. That, borderline the sickest thing in this show. You got to admit. Even if you're not a Gojo fan, which I don't think there's a single person out there who's not a Gojo fan, that was freaking dope. I just got done watching it and I can't contain myself. So Gojo started doing awesome things because he's Gojo, you know, but this episode, freaking Todo, we got to see Todo's technique. He freaking claps and just Okay, so here's the thing. I actually did call this in the last review, where in an earlier episode, Todo did use this technique. We didn't really know exactly what it was, but he swapped Itadori with Kamo. And Kamo was like, oh, is that Todo's technique? And at first I was just like, maybe that's a part of his technique. But then, no, that's his technique. He can swap people. Himself with somebody, somebody else with somebody else, even things containing any amount of cursed energy like weapons. And this was lit, because at first I was like, okay, he can swap people, you know, whatever, that's pretty cool. But then when he started using it, it was kind of the most badass thing ever. He's swapping with Itadori, then Itadori's swapping with Hanami, and then Hanami's swapping with Itadori again, and the freaking weapon, and it was so freaking cool. Like, I actually lost my mind. I absolutely loved the way that the animation showcased this. Dude, Studio Mappa is just on a whole nother level. Like, it's not even fair. And I also absolutely loved Hanami. Hanami was fighting back and using all these techniques. Dude, Todo's big brain moment. That was so cool. I'm not being very creative with my words, but bear with me here because I'm freaking out a little more than I usually do. But Todo, that was so hilarious, but also awesome when he had that little, like, dream of Takeda-chan or whatever, like being like, hey, what are you doing? You know, and the cursed energy, and he figured it out. Dude, so freaking cool. And also, Black Flash. Itadori has used Black Flash like so many times in a row when Nanami, Kento, he is the record holder for the most consecutive Black Flashes at number 4. He's used 4 Black Flashes at 4 times in a row, and Itadori is using them like 2 times, 3 times, maybe even 4+ times in a row. It was hard to tell. Dude, Itadori is something else. It was just so freaking cool. And I also loved that the principal, it starts with a G, his name, Gengoku or something, and he's using the electric guitar, you know what I mean? I kind of wish we got to see more of that, but it was still cool seeing how he himself is the amp and, you know, shooting cursed energy at the rack guy. And then we see Utahime is her name, something like that. And she's about to fight this, you know, guy with a sword hand thing, which is freaking terrifying. And then Nobara shows up with Mai, and then he leaves because he's scared of Gojo. Dude, this episode had so much awesomeness. Now, the question is, did Hanami die? Did Hanami get exorcised? I don't think so. The way it happened is that we've spent too much time fighting with this curse to just all of a sudden have it just disappear. Normally when a villain dies, you know, there's some kind of dramatic, like, conclusion to the villain. Maybe Jujutsu Kaisen's different, but the way it went out, it was just like, boom. Like, we didn't even get to see Hanami. I don't buy it. Hanami's still alive. It could be a similar situation with Jogo, where Hanami maybe has to take a long time to recover. You know, Jogo took a long time to get his body back and everything. I could see something similar with Hanami. And the question that a teacher at the school is a traitor was brought up again, and this kind of terrifies me. You know, Like, part of me is wondering if it's someone we haven't met yet, but I really don't think so. I mean, thinking about the teachers, there's like the principal, there's Utahime, there's the puppet controlling guy, like, I don't know, like, there's also May with the birds and the animals and stuff, but she's kind of too obvious. There's not too many options as far as I can tell, unless there's more people we haven't met yet. So I'm very curious to know what's gonna happen from here, but this episode, dude, the animation, the music. Okay, the OST for this show is kind of lit, and my girlfriend actually pointed this out while watching the episode, that the song that plays when they're fighting Nanami is so Persona-like, especially Persona 5. She's playing through Persona 5 right now, which you can watch by checking out her channel, link down below. And it's so true, like there's so much hype about it, but it's still anime. It's kind of like fun, but still epic and badass. Okay. This review is just me fanboying, but I don't care, man. This episode was freaking cool. We see Mahito at the end with one of Sukuna's fingers, and this makes a lot of sense. So they didn't really care that they wipe out Gojo. Like, wiping out Gojo wasn't their goal. You know what I mean? Killing people maybe was a side goal, you know what I mean? But it wasn't really their ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was Mahito getting one of the fingers, because if you remember, the goal of these curses is to feed Itadori all of these fingers so that he can become Sukuna. So Sukuna can become fully unleashed, and that's their goal. You know, they don't even want him to join their side. They don't care if Sukuna kills them all. They just want Sukuna, and therefore curses, to reign. So we see Mahito with the finger, and etc., etc. And another thought, I really like how this show's villains are not just curses, you know what I mean? So at first it was like, oh, okay, there's Jogo and Hanami and this little blobfish thing, and also this human, you know, they're the villains. But now we're meeting a lot more curse users, or humans, who are villains, and I like it, you know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of My Hero a little bit, how we're slowly meeting more and more villains, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? It's more potential villains for our heroes to take down, and I think it's really cool. I like how we're seeing human villains and curses. It's pretty lit. The big thing for me is like, what's left? You know what I mean? It feels like this arc is over. I could be wrong, but it feels like it's pretty much been wrapped up. So the question remains, what's gonna happen in these next 4 episodes? Because as far as I know, there's only 4 episodes left of this season. So what's gonna happen? Maybe there'll be like one more conflict of some kind. I don't know what it will be though. Something relating to maybe Mahito, or just hinting at something, or maybe the next couple episodes they won't really have a villain. Maybe it's just a wrap up. I'm not really sure, but I'm here for it. I can't wait to find out what it is. It's gonna be freaking exciting. Okay, I knew I forgot something. The beginning with Todo. Todo having a flashback to meeting who I can only assume is like his mentor. This bombshell, awesome looking lady, right? Gorgeous, badass, epic character. And she gives him his signature line, you know what I mean? I'm sure he learned it from her. And she has this like fish thing in the background. It's like skeleton looking. Dude, I really hope we get to meet her because she looks kinda awesome. And she's a bombshell. I don't know, man. Jujutsu Kaisen, it only gets better and better in my estimation. I'm so excited to see the rest of the season. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you checking out the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Daily content here. Tower of God, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and other anime and manga, etc. as time goes on. So definitely stick around because it's the year of the Bonehead. The channel is growing and we hope you can be along for the ride. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next Jujutsu Kaisen review. Take care.